Majorian was emperor of the Western Roman Empire from April 1st, 457 AD, until August 2nd, 461 AD. During his brief reign, he tried to rebuild the empire to its former glory by recapturing parts of Gaul, Hispania, and the province of Dalmatia. Many historians call Majorian the last true Roman emperor due to his self-reliance and not becoming a puppet of the barbarians and the Eastern Romans. During his reign, he managed to expand beyond the province of Italy and recapture some of its former glory, beginning in 457 AD. Majorian used an army that was made up of barbarian soldiers, mercenaries, and a rebuilt imperial Roman guard along with a new navy. He began to chase the Vandals out of Italy and its surrounding regions. He later reclaimed most of Gaul later in the year during his retaking of the province from the barbarians in 457. He created the domain of Sassuan and had his trusted general Aegidius govern the region. From Gaul, Majorian had his soldiers march into Hispania and retake the province from the Visigoths, who moved in after the Vandals sacked Rome in 455 AD. From there, Majorian planned on launching an invasion of the Vandal kingdom from Hispania and into North Africa. But on May 13, 460 AD, a Vandal fleet under the leadership of King Gazaric surprised the Roman navy when they bribed most of the Roman captains and destroyed the ships of those that couldn't be bought off. With the destruction of the Roman navy, Majorian disbanded most of his imperial army and headed back to Rome and negotiated a peace treaty with the Vandals. This ended his plan of recapturing North Africa permanently. During his time as emperor, Majorian issued a decree which allowed the preservation of Rome's oldest buildings and monuments. He punished judges who allowed the destruction of ancient public buildings, and any new construction would have to be authorized by the Roman Senate, with the emperor having the final say. In 461, Ricimer, the general who helped Majorian become emperor, was plotting to destroy him. When the news about the destruction of the Roman navy in Cartagena reached Rome, he exploited the news to make the Roman Senate turn on him. He formed a cabal of the emperor's rivals, and they plotted an assassination coup with Ricimer installing a ruler of his choice. Majorian's march from Hispania to Italy, after the Vandals wiped out his navy, took him through southern Gaul, and by the time he got back into northern Italy, General Ricimer and his men were waiting for him in the town of Dertona. His personal guard were taken away from him, and it was announced that he was to be arrested and taken into custody. Majorian was quickly deposed and was no longer emperor. He was stripped of his imperial garments and was imprisoned for several days. He was tortured and beaten during his incarceration, which ended on August 7th, 461 AD, when he was beheaded. General Ricimer told everyone that Majorian died on his way home from dysentery while fighting barbarians in southern Gaul. He had to wait a few months to find a new emperor, while they secretly buried Majorian's body and hid the fact that he was tortured and beheaded. During the interim, when they had no emperor, the Roman Senate and Ricimer had a hard time trying to find the right empty suit to carry on as emperor of the Western Roman Empire. Eastern Roman Emperor Leo I was suspicious about the death of Majorian and stated that he would not recognize any successor appointed by Ricimer or the Roman Senate. The Vandal king Gazaric, who sacked Rome in 455 and still held some sway in the capital, wanted his own choice for emperor. His pick was Olybrius, a Roman senator who was married to Placidia, the daughter of the late Roman Emperor Valentinian III, whose sister was married to his son, and he raided the Italian coast when his request was ignored. A new emperor was finally crowned on November 19, 461 AD, and his name was Severus III. Little is known about the man, except that he was a senator who made Rome his capital instead of Ravenna. Majorian's reign was quickly ended after 4 years due to Ricimer being unable to control him. After a few months, he started to make his own decisions, which angered the general. His downfall was due to him wanting to get rid of the corruption in Rome, which he felt was going to be the empire's undoing. But it was the same corruption that got him the crown in the first place.